Today what we're doing is it's June, end of June actually, almost July. Actually, for me this is late, but I'm starting my Christmas cards. If I want to have them done by Christmas, this is what's got to happen. And I've been just kind of stamping these pieces, and I actually decided against doing the stamping on the video just because the fussy cutting mostly, and this big stamp, you pretty well have to put all your weight on it to get it to stamp really evenly, because it's just the way background stamps work. So I was thinking for this one I would just piece it together. Tomorrow I'm gonna do a pretty well cover a beginner's course, and since I started last week with the how to open the ink pad, I think this week it goes to follow how to stamp, basically how to use the ink pads, both the archival and the classic Stampin' pads. So and also the memento I might go into, because that's sold through Stampin' Up too. Anyway, here we have the card, and I've kind of been thinking I did this in a different color than Heaven and Nature Sing, because I wanted it to be kind of stand out-ish a bit. And I want to kind of lift this up with, I'm thinking dimensionals, and then have it above. But I'm not really sure it's even working. It looks kind of dull. I did have this one, and to me that was too bright. It's just not going to work, so I rejected that one. But I just really wanted to get the idea across to people that think that cards just somehow come together, because I'm really at the stage of still thinking this through, and I wanted to come in at that stage because I'm starting to play around with the composition. I think I'm happy with this composition, but I just really wanted to emphasize how cards just don't magically come together. But it's the same for, it doesn't matter how long you've been stamping. Figuring out your composition, figuring out what you're gonna do. I mean, I can show you some of the stuff that ended up in the trash can, just to show you that there's even some stuff that ended up in the trash can. Like, the reason the desk is all sparkly is because I tried to do that with glitter and it looks terrible, so I threw that away. So it's like, I'm trying to bling it a bit because it looks a little dull to me, but we'll see. We'll stick it together and see what happens. I'm going to start by taking all these layers off, and then basically going to start my card layers underneath, starting with my matte, and I was gonna do this as an offset, so we'll see how that works. So anyway, I have these two glitter covered cards thanks to my little experiment with the glitter. Yeah, that didn't work out well, not well at all. And I'm just gonna put some Tombow on the back of the green. Now, I like Tombow because I like to be able to move it. Some people, oh, I don't like that that's one thing I don't like about it, but it can actually be spread. It doesn't usually do that, only when I haven't used it for a while. Anyway, here we go. We got Tombow on, and then we just take this layer and center it on this layer. I don't know what you think of this. I'm trying to see if anybody's jumped on. Nobody has, but nevertheless, we'll go forward with this. And what I was thinking of doing is kind of offsetting this so that it fits within the green, but is kind of, or maybe even just fits within the whole card, but kind of is slanted. I kind of want a crooked look on that. So, and the reason I chose to put Sahara Sands in the background is because of my my sentiment is sitting on Sahara Sands, and it would be quite a lonely color if it was just my sentiment on Sahara Sands and nothing else about the card was Sahara Sands. So I decided to go with an offset in Sahara Sands, which is what this is. It's my offset. It's like gonna be just crooked looking, and I gotta kind of fit it within the constraints of the card, so move it around till it fits. And that seems to fit right there, except for I want to get this edge more off. The tumble's starting to dry. That's about it. That's all the moving I can do. Okay, so now we just kind of clean up the glitter. Sorry about the glitter. Oh my gosh, that was a terrible experiment. It didn't work out at all. Not at all. And here you can see how I just taped on the ribbon that's stuck on the background piece. And there's a little bit of a glue glob there, so I'm going to get that spread so it's not going to go all over the place. And okay, that should be good. And I've got it facing the right way, so that's a good thing. That's always a good thing. Got it facing the right way. And I got to get it straight with the green, not with the Sahara Sands. So that's pretty well where I want it, I think. Yeah, that is right. That's right. Okay, see what I did with that Sahara Sands? It's crooked behind it. Kind of so that it shows a little bit more than just what the normal eighth difference would actually make it show. It's actually, okay, like, if you basically look at it, this big piece is 4.5 by, and this will fit on a standard size card base. So this is 4.5 by 5, 4.25 by 5.5. This is 4 by 5.25. This piece on top is 3 3/4 by 5, and this piece is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So it's a little bigger, but it's only an 1/8 inch bigger everywhere. So it's not going to really make that much difference. Now I'm going to start to put my pictures on, because now I just want to be able to move it around, and I want to see what I'm going to do with it. And I'm going to leave the bow off for now, because we're just basically placing. And I can see my trees need to be straightened out. They don't look good like that. And this needs to be straightened out. And maybe pulled out a bit. There, that looks pretty good, I think. What do you think? Oh, well. Oh, hi, Jamie. I just noticed you're on there. It's hard to see my side screen, so yeah, thanks for joining. I'm just going to now, I'm going to glue this down first, I think, because I'm pretty sure that's where I want it. So it'll be glued on next. I know I should be snailing, but you know what? I'm just so like, tired of my snailed cards just sort of finding their own way to fall apart. And I just want for Christmas everybody to have their sentiments stay on their card. Snailing's fine if you're on the fly and you're not planning to make something that you want to keep for a long time. But I find for the real cards you got to get real adhesive. Now here I'm sticking on some dimensionals because I do want my actually, you know what? I have to put the whole background down first. What am I thinking? Let's get these guys down. Okay, this one goes on top. I'm not even sure how this is going to work out, you know? I'm really just kind of... This is the process. This is what you do. Is you make it, and then and then you fake it, and then you just keep making it, and then if it turns out, you're happy, and if it doesn't, oh well, you make another card some other time. This is really an experiment because I have never made this card before. It's not like I'm just rehearsing one of my cards that I've made before. I'm actually live inventing this as we go. So it's kind of different to how prepared some other people are on their demonstrations, and you know, I say hats off to them if they can be prepared and have it all set up, but I'm still thinking this one through because this isn't my second take of this card. This is my first time. And I'm thinking I want that higher, like right in there. Right there. Right there. Now it fills in the gap in the trees, so, what are we thinking so far? Yeah, the color combo. Hi, Lisa. The color combo is Fresh Fig and Tranquil Tide, and I chose the crumb cake because I figured the caribou. For those of you that don't realize it, reindeer in Europe are exactly the same as caribou in North America. The same species even, they can breed. But often I find it really funny that we use images of mule deer, which are like more local, like southern deer for our reindeer images, when in fact we should be doing caribou or at the very least the European reindeer. This one happens to be a caribou. And the interesting thing about caribous is even though Vixen was a female, female caribous have horns too, have antlers too. So yeah, Vixen had antlers. So that's why all the reindeer on the sled look like they have antlers, because in real life they actually would have. And you know I didn't line this up right. Oh well, you know, we just fake it. Pretend we did. Or maybe we did. We did line it up right. We just got to push them over a bit. That's all. Shove them over. There. No, that's too far over. I don't like it there. I'm going to go with this. I think that's where I'm going to stick with. I'm pressing it down. Okay, so, and I got this too high up. I can't stick it now. Sorry about this, guys. Oh, shoot. I want that space right in front of and. There. Ta-da. Did it. Okay, this is what I